Patreon family, subscribers, are you paying attention? Pay attention, guys. We're about to dive into a project that I've talked about so many times in the private group, private Discord, on the Patreon, even on the channel. If you're paying attention, we're about to dive into DRV, Derive, in this one, and how it's absolutely taken off. A lot of people say fundamentals in crypto don't matter. I disagree, because the way I've identified the project proves to me that people are paying more attention to fundamentals now. And once that is possible, you're going to see successful projects. Now, before I dive any further, guys, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is all entertainment purposes only. But if we go to my channel here, and if we go to the private Patreon, etc., I've made so many videos on this project, lost count at this point. But let's go back, because when I spoke about it, even recently, right? Let me see if I have a video here. We were talking about the project. You see here, it's at 11 cents. This was July 12th, 2026. It is currently July 14th, 2026. All the dates and everything are on screen. We also spoke about it way back, you know, in multiple videos where I talk about multiple points. Starting to crush it before you see it here at 9.7 cents. We even spoke about it in the private around 8.5 cents, 8.3 cents when it dropped lower, right? As you can see, 9.7 cents here. And I was hitting home constantly that this project, I think, will absolutely do well because of what I found when I first discovered the project, right? It was a tweet through Coinbase or something like that, Coinbase Asset Roadmap or something like that. And then I researched it, I looked into it, and I was like, whoa, this protocol is very unique. This is very innovative. I've never seen anything like this as far as like a use case for crypto. So around this range, as we can see on screen here, around the 9.5 cent range, under 10 cent, even down here, not back here, because I didn't discover it in February, is the past few months, right? So around that 7-8 cent level down here is when I said, okay, it fell back, now a good time to DCA. Any price under 10 cents is a good price to DCA for DRV. And from since that level, right, we saw, boom, a 2x move, 2.17x move on DRV here. Fantastic stuff, right? And I've been saying in my previous videos multiple times, I think 50 cents, because it's at 17 cents now, I think 50 cents to $1 could potentially be locked in here. And I said, even if you just invest $100, your $100 becomes 500 bucks at 50 cents, and then $1,000 at $10. And if you had $1,000 invested, remember, always manage your risk. I don't know how much money you guys have in crypto, but I always try to make my suggestions, you know, in a way where everyone could afford it, right? Everyone could afford around 100 to 1,000, around that range. I think everyone could afford that, right? So if you had $1,000 invested, right, you'd get up to, when it gets to 50 cents, you'd get up to $5,000. It gets to $1, $10,000, right? But now, guess what? If you want to, you could de-risk with some profits on top. If you were paying attention, you could de-risk with some profits, leave the rest in, take out your initials with a little bit of profit on top, and let the rest ride, you know? If you had $100 in, now you're at 180 bucks, right? You could take out your initial with some profits, man. Leaving, you know, 50 bucks in, see what happens, right? Because remember, nothing is guaranteed in this space, but my conviction here I've already, you know, explained it so many times why I'm bullish on the project, why I think it will do well. You know, if we take a look here, it recently, let's take a look at the X. Let's take a look at the X and everything here. If you go down to the markets on CoinMarketCap, you could see it got recently listed on Coinbase Exchange, Upbit, and Hyperliquid. Even in my private Discord here, this is the private Discord where we all talked about it on the private, right? One of the Patreon members showed that it got listed on Hyperliquid as well. Shout out to Lucky. Shout out to, you know, J-Dog. You know, here we go. This is live, right? He's typing right now. Thank you, Joven, W Alpha. I'm basically at a 2x. I make profit take it so complicated. I'm sure I'll take out the initial or maybe take 50% of the profits. And I replied to him right here. This is all live, guys. Awesome, J-Dog. Happy to hear that. And thanks for supporting, right? And look at this, Sheb right here. Congrats everyone. Thanks Joven. Continuous conviction in DRV, right? Joe, right? Shout out to Joe, right? You know, Joe made a screenshot before I recently just woke up, man. It's pretty early where I'm at. So he made a screenshot. Joe was like, right, let's go. What else Sheb said? My bad, man. I'm taking it in, okay? I'm taking it in. It's happy to see people make money, because I'm trying to guide people in a way where, you know, everyone can make money in the space. Like I said, I'm not an insider. I just do my own research on projects, find what I think is a good thesis, where could it make sense for the project to do well, and then I present it, right? So here you see Sheb here. Come on DRV, let's go to $1 in the near future. You know, so that's great to see, man. People alive, being successful here. And let's take a look at their X. Like I said, let's see, right? So on X, you'll see, here we go, Derive is listed on Hyperliquid July 10th, as you could see here. It got listed on BitThumb as well, right? So Coinbase, BitThumb, Upbit, and you know, I recently made an update. This was like, it's public a day ago, but it was on the Patreon like a few days ago. So even if it's, you see it on YouTube a day ago, it's on the Patreon like 3-4 days in previously, right? Because that's how I give people value. I give them early information, early access to all this information exclusively through the Patreon. And as you can see here, they've been building out here. The Hyperliquid listing is amazing. Coinbase, they do weekly buybacks. If you check their website, I like how they did this as well, right? I think more projects need to do this, right? Show your revenue flows directly on the website. When I saw how much revenue they generated, when I opened up the website, just 2 scrolls down, 2 to 3 scrolls down, I see their revenue flows. I was like, what? Because at the time, this was like $8.3 million in revenue, right? And it's only been like a month a month or two, and they already made another $1 million in revenue in a month. That's a successful protocol, right? That's where fundamentals in crypto actually matter, because that's why it's going up. That's why they could do weekly buybacks. That's why they could get the tier 1 exchange listings, because they got revenue coming in to fund all of this, right? They could do marketing as well. DRV team, if you see this video, I sent you guys an email. Get back to me. Get back to me, please. But again, you can see, man, and you hear that this was not a paid nothing, right? If it does become paid, I'll let you guys know. But this was not a paid anything. I just found a project, did my research, saw the fundamentals, saw the use case, right? Go to Trade Now on their app, their D app here, and then you'll see that you have on-chain options. And a lot of the Hyperliquid whales and traders, they're trading options on Hyperliquid right here on DRV. And that's why you're seeing it successful. And I said it so many times in the private. Look at what you could trade on options here. You could trade Sol, XRP, Zcash. A lot of people are bullish on Zcash, man. In options, with options on the platform. Options trading is typically only available in the traditional finance markets, right? With stocks, people trade options, calls, and puts. So basically, longs and shorts are called calls and puts in the stock market, where people do leverage. This is basically the same thing as leverage, but there are different techniques that are involved with options trading, and different things that you could only do with options trading. And some of the biggest protocols or projects in the space, you could use options trading on these projects thanks to DRV. And I also made speculation that maybe traditional finance investors, people from the stock market that are typically used to, you know, trading options and stocks, they might come to the space and be like, can I do options on Bitcoin, Hyperliquid, Zcash, XRP? Then the first protocol that will stand out to them is going to be DRV, right? Derive. That's going to be the first protocol that stands out, because this is the leading protocol in this new innovative space here, right? So that's why I was like, okay guys, I think this is gonna be big, and now we're, again, reaping the rewards here. For everyone that paid attention, we're reaping the rewards, right? And like I said, I think this project is going to continue to crush it, right? Just doing an update for you guys here, but I think this project is going to continue to crush it from here, because guess what? As long as the protocol is successful, it keeps building, the revenue flows will keep increasing, the value of the project will keep increasing. They'll be able to fund so many different aspects. And that's, like I said, crypto is stepping into place now where if the project, now this is the thing, obviously there's going to be meme coins. There are going to be meme coins that crush it, right? But even when the meme coins crush it, it's always some type of something involved for it to be, making massive moves. There's always something happening behind the scenes with people that have what? A lot of money, right? They got money to manipulate or make these projects that you see go crazy in the first place. So this is why paying attention to protocols and infrastructure that make revenue, that have value, that are getting revenue flows, that are getting users to their platform, those are the ones to pay attention to a lot more now. And that's what you have to look for in your research more than ever in this space, right? Because I think the market is basically kind of intertwining with stocks now. If a project doesn't have, users, it doesn't have a good balance sheet, it doesn't have good earnings. Remember, everyone waits for like Nvidia earnings. If a project doesn't have good earnings in crypto, it might not do well. So that's what you have to pay attention to. In my opinion, I think fundamentals are mattering more than ever now in crypto. And like I said, I think DRV is going to be a massive winner. I think this is just the start. For people that weren't paying attention, potentially what you have to do, obviously, look for a pullback, right? Look for some type of pullback before you start to enter. But again, I think this is just the start. I think, like I said, 50 cents to $1, if not more, could be on the cards for this, because I don't see how this project doesn't just keep growing over time with more and more people from the stock market coming to crypto, right? That's going to be millions of users that come to crypto from the stock market. That's going to be trading options in crypto, right? And this is one of the first protocols that they'll be, they'll just move from what they did on Nvidia, Micron, and those other stocks, and then just going to do it on crypto assets, right? The same options trading. So yeah, guys, if you were paying attention, thank you so much. Congrats on the gains. Truly appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing and fantastic. Without you, none of this would be possible, right? So truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for the support. Join the channel, subscribe, like and subscribe if you found value. Join the Patreon link level first, and as link is in the first line in the description. The first line, just go there, you click the link, it takes you to the Patreon. We have 99 members on the Patreon. It's only $5 a month to join. You get exclusive access to all the content before anyone else. You also get early alpha on projects. If I see a project that has potential, like a DRV, like a lighter, like a Venice VVV, I alert you guys in the Patreon, in the private Discord. And joining the private Discord has so much benefit, because you're engaging with others, interacting with other people, navigating the space as well. This way you have a community there that are working together to become successful in the space, giving yourself some edge instead of just going about it by yourself, right? So that's why the private Discord is so powerful, but only available through the Patreon, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Really gotta thank y'all so much, man. Always remember to give praise and glory to the Lord God Jesus. Thank God for everything, and I'll catch you in the next one.